seen a lot of film, done a lot of preparation. What stands out? I mean, obviously Connecticut's very talented and deep, but is there anything in particular that stood out that maybe you didn't know?
Well, the first thing that we do is we go back and we rewatch us and look at where we need to grow and where we need to get better. And that's about a 6 to 8 to 10 hour process breaking down one of those game films, and then go into our next opponent. And certainly, Connecticut is a team that what don't they do well? They attack really well. Their transition offense is among the best, if not the best, in the nation. They space you really well. They attack in space. They make great decisions with the ball. They pick you up and they pressure you, and they pressure every pass. They do a great job defending. They finish plays. So what you have to do is play with an extreme amount of toughness, and then you have to play with an extreme amount of discipline. The challenging part is they make that really hard to do because they're playing with a great deal of toughness. What they do is basically out-discipline a lot of teams and make teams play in a style that's really uncomfortable for them. So what do we have to do? We have to find ways to simplify as many things as we can to make it as consistent as possible with everything we've done thus far, but growing that awareness piece. You know, our transition defense is improving. Is it ready for Connecticut? Well, we'll find out on Sunday, but the reality is I don't know that anybody's really ready for that type of transition break that they have. So they present a lot of challenges.
You just talk about the expected atmosphere at this game. I mean, Paige coming back, you sold thousands and thousands of tickets. I don't know what the exact number was as of
10,095.
10,095 as of this morning. You have Amaya, who was one of her best friends in high school. You have Mara, who they were kind of nemesis in high school. I mean, with all this kind of wrapped into this experience, I mean, do you just kind of let them enjoy it, or do you try to keep them focused and not thinking about it?
Well, I think it's a really great challenge ahead of us because we're going to play in front of environments that are great environments, and certainly that starts on Sunday. And not that we've had bad environments, because we've had really good home crowds, but this is a bigger crowd. And so what's important for our players to understand going into it is it's a basketball game. It's a basketball game. It's an opportunity for us to grow and get better. It's an opportunity for us. We played in our last game against a team that will contend for a conference championship in North Dakota State, and we play against a team now in UConn who will contend for a national championship. So it's an opportunity to play against the best and to learn and to grow. And that's important for us because after this game, we play against other teams that are the rest of the teams that we play in the next 2 weeks basically are almost all undefeated as well. When we play against CSUN and we play against Stony Brook and we play against who's after Stony Brook, then we have Drake. We have one more in between there, Norfolk State, who's also undefeated. I mean, we're playing a great non-conference schedule, so this game has to help us continue to grow.
You know, I think 5 of the 10 starters on Sunday will be Minnesota kids. Your bench, I mean, your roster is filled with Minnesota kids. Can you just talk about what this game means in terms of a kind of a showcase on national TV of Minnesota talent?
It's certainly a special opportunity for our young ladies in our program, for our program itself, for the young ladies in our community and in our state to recognize that Minnesota women's basketball has had moments in their past where they have been at a national level, one of the best and most competitive teams in the country. And our goal is to continue to build and compete and continue to work towards that, to get to that point. But certainly there's a lot of great talent right here in our state, as you mentioned. There's a lot of great talent that's going to be playing on the court in our region and nationally too. But on Sunday and moving forward after that, I just think it's a great way for fans who maybe are the casual women's basketball fan or just the casual basketball fan to come out and see our team play. I think our team plays a style that is really fun to watch. They play really hard. I think they play together. They're doing a lot of really good things. Now, that's going to be completely challenged when we face UConn. There's no question about that. So working to play really hard but also be poised and disciplined is what they take teams out of that. They take you out of your rhythm.
With a lot of teams still kind of trying to figure out their identity at the beginning of the season, where do you guys kind of stand in terms of your own team identity?
Well, hopefully our identity is that we are a team that has some toughness and discipline to us. And we've had moments that we've looked really good doing that. We've had moments where we haven't looked quite as strong with that. Again, all of that's going to be challenged on Sunday by playing against one of the best teams in the nation. But that's important for us too, because when we get to conference play, we have an opportunity to play against the best, and we're playing against the best in our conference. So that should help prepare us for that as well.
Is this something of a moment for Midwestern women's basketball? I mean, not only all the things you're talking about with Minnesota kids and Paige coming back and Mara, but also the fact that, you know, an Iowa kid might be the best player in the country right now, and the Big Ten is so strong.
Well, college women's basketball is really fun. The games are being played at such a high level so early in the season. It's great for our game to continue to grow. What's really special is that there's so many talented players right in our region, and certainly Sunday we have an opportunity. Our fans have an opportunity to see us play against the best that there is out there. So it is a great opportunity to continue to showcase women's basketball and to grow our game.
Has there been I mean, is not that there's a set minutes limit, but have you been bringing Nia kind of along slowly, purposefully? Because she looks good, but you know, there was that steal she had on the sidelines in the second half that I thought was incredibly athletic, and that's what I kind of thought. Wow, she really is kind of 100%. But have you been trying to kind of bring her along slowly?
Well, it's important that she does get back into the rhythm and the flow and builds the confidence and all of those type of things. And, you know, we're really, I guess, cognizant and diligent during the course of every single day and every single practice to make sure that we monitor where she's at and what her load needs to be for that day, so that she stays healthy to the best of her ability and best of our ability, and that we're doing that we're being as smart as we possibly can about it. So I think Nia is someone who has to continue to figure out how to use her athleticism, but also to stay really in balance in doing those kind of things. And that those two terms can be somewhat contradictory at times, because when she does that, when she learns to really trust that she can stay in balance and still use her athleticism to an incredibly high level, then it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Then she's going to be really, really tough to do a lot, and tough to score on, tough to get the ball away from, all those kind of things. So that's still a part of her growth process. But remember, she's only a freshman. She's only played in college basketball really now for 3 basketball games.
I don't know what the relationships are like around here these days with Lindsay, but have you been in contact? Have you know, I mean, she's a big part of all
Right.
this weekend. You know, is she going to be around? Do you have any thoughts on her role?
Well, Lindsay's someone who reaches out before every single game. We text back and forth, and I know that at some point in time she'll come back, and hopefully it's soon, and hopefully it's when, you know, we have our alumni reunion coming up. That's a little bit later in the season. But I'm not sure if she's going to be around, but I sure hope that she is. I think she's done, you can't even speak volumes for what she's done for Minnesota women's basketball. And so I have a great deal of respect for her, and we kind of laugh back and forth about different things, whether it's, are you going to sit on the stool? Do you stand? Do you kneel? What do you do? Those type of things. So I asked her for advice on a lot of that.
All right, we good?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.